Why did I create my momentum planner? What was the purpose of it? What problem was I trying to solve? Well, after a lot of soul searching, questioning, asking friends and family, I came up with three questions. And in the act of answering those questions, I found myself incredibly grounded and clear on my pathway forward. In this week's episode, we delve into the methodology behind the Momentum Planner, which is what makes it so unique and powerful in terms of creating habits and results that match your heart's true desires. Essentially, it's a tool to help you get results in a holistic yet productive way. Now, this is something that is very dear to my heart, so I can't wait to share it with you. Let's jump in. If there was a guarantee that you could create your dream life, a life that truly mattered to you, would you want it? My name is Terriane Palmer-Peacock, and I am delighted to welcome you to the One Person Podcast. I have a belief that one person can make a difference in the world. When we show up as the best version of ourselves, when we create and live our dream lives, we make a positive impact on ourselves and the world around us. So if simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies, tools and tips on how to do that inspires you, then you are in the right place, my friend. So let's get started. So I've got some high-level meetings coming up over the next couple of days, and because of the caliber of woman that I'm meeting, I've really been diving into getting clarity and conciseness, is that even a word, on what I do, who it's for, and what problems I'm solving. Now, because I'm not a coach, or I don't call myself a coach, I can coach, and I do coach some people informally, but it's not something I love doing, and it's not something I actively want to promote. Doug is the man for that. I prefer working in groups. Like, I like teaching from the platform or online like this. I like to teach or facilitate programs, which then encourage people to take the information they learn and implement it. And then I'll support them on their journey through masterminds or Q&As that's my style, and that's my genius zone of working with people. I also don't like the word coach, and I'm recognizing the slogans and taglines like create a life you love, achieve freedom, find your authentic self. All of those things are so well used right now. I find them starting to get really cringy because they are, almost being overused. In fact, I heard a stat the other day. Coaches have increased by 33% since COVID, as in the number of coaches available. But the number of people wanting or needing or searching for coaches has only increased by 5%. So there's a huge oversupply of coaches at the moment in the marketplace. And to be honest, a lot of new coaches saturating it. So just as well I'm not a coach, right? Now, if you are a coach listening to these stats, fear not. What you need to do is niche down and really know what makes you unique amongst all the other coaches out there. And that's what I'm working on for myself at the moment in terms of the branding for what I'm doing. Now, I absolutely adore my planner. I absolutely love it because I created it for me. I was struggling to do what I needed to do in order to get the results the way that I wanted to get them. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I've got the t-shirt for working hard. In fact, I reckon I've got the whole department store for that one. Maybe you can relate to that. When we used to run our Life Mastery Club, which was 5 4-day seminars every 2 months in one calendar year for our high-level members, I would stay up all night long the night before the first day of the event because there were so many things that hadn't got done yet. It would be almost like zero sleep in about 40 hours. Now, I'd also be 100% on presenting for 8 to 10 hours straight, 4 days in a row. I was living off soft drink and peanut slabs. And after a live event, well, there was no downtime for me because I was straight into the next one. So it's no wonder I eventually burnt out and we had to actually put the club on sabbatical. But what was great about that experience is that I learned that there had to be a better way. So coming into the creation of my momentum planner, the problem I wanted to solve was how to get better results whilst maintaining habits of excellence in relation to self-care and connection to source. Meaning, what do I need to do on a daily basis to connect me to my goals, to stay in a creative structure, to maintain focus and clarity on what truly matters to me, and to take action guided by my intuition. That's what I wanted. Now, one of the things I know about myself is I'm exceptional when it comes to training in terms of exercise. So my current sport is paddling. Now, when it comes to paddling, I have a 90-day train plan. Always. It's detailed, it's comprehensive, and I know exactly what I have to do and when. Now, it has periodized a lot, or should I say, it has periodized training themes in it, which are in alignment with my bigger goals. So I know in each 90-day period whether I'm building endurance, am I building strength, am I working on my speed, or am I fine-tuning everything in preparation for racing? You know, there's a focus or theme to every 90-day block. Now, within each 90-day block, I'm working a 4-week rotational schedule, building each week in intensity or duration with a 1-week recovery week as well in week 4. So within each week, there's also a building phase. There's different training focuses, there's cross training, and of course, there's recovery and rest days. So you can see that I've got a plan and structure at every level with my training. And I record my results after every single session. I don't think about it. I just do it. I'm unconsciously competent at it, and it's a not negotiable in my life. It's just something that always gets done. Now, if I can do that in my health and fitness, then surely it must be cross-contextual for my life and business. That hasn't been my experience so far. So the Momentum Planner was my way of creating that first step to create a cross-contextual training plan for my life and my business. Now, here's what it's important to me in its creation that may help you identify perhaps where you may have holes in or gaps in your game, or holes in your bucket, so to speak, or where you're not showing up as effectively as you possibly could, or maybe you're not achieving the results at the level that you want to achieve them. So the first step for me was identifying what was truly important to me. So there's another episode, which I'll link that in the show notes, where I actually talk about this with going through your wants and what do you really want. Now, one of the things that I prime myself and my clients with is a task to write down 30 wants, not 30 needs, 30 wants, like what do you want? And when I'm working with high achievers, I actually make them write down 100 wants, because 30 is not enough for them. Now, this exercise alone is quite meditative, because 100 is actually more challenging than you may think. And when you're doing it, you actually have to let your conscious mind go. It gets bored anyway, and so it checks out anyway. But the thing is when that checks out and you allow the blocks in that to be released, well, then that's when your heart starts speaking to you and your true desires start getting revealed to you. And they often get revealed in a very detailed and concise way. So once that happens, then we're ready to do the next exercise, which is a 30-minute exercise called, or where I take you into a place of what we call your land of plenty. Now, it's a pretty cool experience where you end up in your interior castle library. This is the place where all knowledge lives. And once you analyze and decipher your land of plenty, you'll end up with 5 to 8 things that truly matter to you. Now, in a way, and these things, when you decipher them, they'll be things that I suppose in a way you can't imagine not creating them. You know, you wake up every day inspired to get out of bed and do whatever it takes to progress towards their completion. And that's what I call inspired action, because you don't need motivation when you've got inspiration. It's a pretty cool way to live, but life often gets in the way. Our unconscious mind, with its life programs, its modeling, its belief systems, it can throw a spanner in the works by keeping us within our boundaries of what it knows is safe. And that's its job, to keep us alive and to keep us safe. But that's also why we fall off or fall out of the creative structure or the creative wagon, so to speak. So the Momentum Planner was my way of creating a tool to keep me focused on my big or my grand dreams, my goals, the things that I identified for myself in my land of plenty. Now, if I was just talking about ordinary goals, then there's plenty of programs and courses that will help you with that. These are advanced techniques, and these techniques that I've put in the planner, and it was my way of staying in that creative structure. You see, most people don't have motivation or willpower or belief systems that prevent them from getting what they want. They have structure problems. They live in problem-solving structures where everything in life is a problem to be solved. I don't have enough money, so I need to earn more. I need to create a business, or I need to get a new job. That's not being creative. That's problem solving. When you earn more money, the problem goes away. Until next time, the structure stays the same, so the results of not having enough money will continue to occur. Not having money, getting money, no longer a problem. Not having money, getting money, no longer a problem. Okay, it's an up and down oscillating cycle. You'll find yourself eventually running it again. Or the secondary problem, I need to lose weight, so I'm going to exercise more and go on a diet. You lose weight, but then the motivation to keep exercising and dieting goes away. So guess what happens? You end up, if you're lucky, the same weight that you started with, but most people put on more weight than when they started. Again, the focus is on losing weight, which is the solution to the problem of feeling overweight and unhealthy. It's a problem-solving structure. What I built into the planner was a way to stay connected to your goals via the creative structure, not the problem-solving structure. And that's really what I wanted with it. The ability to stay connected to the universal mind so that all my action steps were from the future me that has already created the results. So back to the very beginning, what was the problem I was wanting to solve? Well, getting clarity and focus on what I truly desire, and then achieving consistent results or taking inspired action along the way. So the Momentum Planner helps me stay in that creative structure and connect to source for my most effective action steps on a daily basis. It's my life version of my paddling training plan and the inspiration behind the entire creation of the Momentum Planner. And on a side note, I'm in the process of creating a training program to support the planner that will be released later this year, just in time to kick off 2025. So that being said, I'm curious, what do you use to keep yourself aligned with your goals and connected to your higher guidance? Do you have a daily system or a process that you follow, or are you looking for one? I'd love to know. Shoot me a message or send me an email. My details are in the show notes, in the comments below, or in the description below, or on my website. So that's it for this week's episode of the One Person Podcast. Tomorrow, I'm meeting with an incredible person, PJ Jackson, who is debriefing me on my, I'm not even sure how you say this, emergenetics profile assessment. It's an assessment that looks at both your thinking styles and your behaviors and how they drive each other. So next week's episode might be a review on this profile system and what happens in the meeting tomorrow. We'll have a look at how accurate it is and what the benefits are should you decide to take the test. So stay tuned for that one. So until then though, stay inspired, be creative, and above all, be the magnificent person only you can be. My name is Terriane Palmer-Peacock, and this is the One Person Podcast.